What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Perry Experience. I'm Matt alongside Erica, and we have a good show for you guys today. This is episode number 2 of the Perry Experience.
Dope.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right, so we didn't change the structure at all. We have the same structure. Maybe a slight bit of changes. I don't know. A couple more topics we have to talk about. Get it up to an hour or so. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Seriously, smash the like button. It helps me out so much. It helps both of us out so much. And hit that subscribe button.
Yep. Do it.
Yeah, seriously, hit the subscribe button. It only takes a couple of seconds. Hit the like button. It only takes a couple of seconds. But let's go ahead and get into the podcast.
Okay.
I guess we can start with what I have.
Okay.
So, you know how we watch all of these streaming services. We have Disney Plus. We had Hulu in the past, and now we have Netflix. Well, from the article that I read, they're saying that Netflix might need to start running ads.
Why though?
Just to keep up with all of the competition, because literally every single company is starting a streaming service. So if you think about it, you have Disney Plus at what, 6.95, and then you have,
No, actually I just got an email from them saying that we were being charged $6.99 and that they were charging us wrong and that tax should have been added to it. So now it's going to be 7 whatever.
so if you look at all these streaming services that are out there, you have Hulu, you have Netflix, you have all of these different streaming services that are offering a lower price than Netflix. So Netflix may be offering $10. What is it, 9.95, something like that? I can't remember
Is it?
exactly. It's expensive.
Oh.
It's more expensive than the other ones. But you have these streaming services out there, and in order to keep up with the competition, you're going to have to lower prices. And I don't believe Netflix can withstand the fact that they're lowering prices. They have to do something. So they're going to have to show some type of ads. Now, I don't know what type of ads they'll show. Like, if you think about the ads on YouTube, you can put like little banner ads at the bottom,
Mhm.
and you can also run 5-minute ads or 15-minute ads or whatever. I don't know if those are going to be the ads that you can run, because I don't think companies are really going to want to pay for something like that, like well-known companies. But it's just way too much to deal with. So um, apparently there were studies that were done,
Mhm.
and they said that Americans really only want to pay $4 or pay for 4 services.
Oh.
Um, and they were also willing to pay $42. So it doesn't really line up, because $42 kind of adds up to, you know, a lot of services, not just 4. So they were only willing to pay a max of $42, but then they were willing to only pay for 4 services. So that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But if they lower the prices, then people can basically bring on 6, 7 services for under $42 or so. And my math is not right, but you can bring on more services than 4.
Well, I just think the price doesn't really matter to people who actually use it on a consistent basis, and or who for people who maybe don't even have cable at all, and that's their only way of watching TV is on Netflix.
Mhm.
I don't really think the price matters to them because anything is cheaper than cable.
Yeah, you're
So
definitely
I don't
right.
understand what the problem with the price is.
Well, the problem is for Netflix, they want to keep the amount of revenue that they're bringing in. So if they're bringing in, let's say, $500 million or $1 billion or whatever, um, in profits, they would like to keep that amount of revenue, but with all the streaming services, it's not going to stay the same.
Mm.
So that's where the problem lies, is the fact that will they be able to sustain exactly what they're doing now, because they're paying actors and actresses um, so much money in order to do stand up, in order to do different movies, Netflix originals, stuff like that, and it's just getting too pricey. So you look at all of this stuff out there, and there's too much competition. I
Yeah.
mean, once Disney jumped in the game, I mean, that's just like a whole nother level.
Well, yeah, I did see some meme on the internet saying how there's all these streaming services now,
Hmm.
and they were like, you need to figure it out because I'm not going to keep paying for all these streaming services from like individual like channels
Well,
or
yeah,
companies or something like that. They
and,
want to combine.
Well, and they were looking to bundle them up. I believe Verizon had some deal to where you can get like Disney Plus, ESPN, which is like I guess part of Disney as well.
Hmm.
You can get all these different services in a bundle. So they have different ways that you can get bundles, but it's still a lot. And even HBO Max, like Apple TV Plus, like you have
Hmm.
all of these different avenues for watching and streaming content, and it's just a lot to deal with and a lot to pay for, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So how do
Well,
you,
it's gonna end up becoming the same price as cable. If you have however many streaming
yeah,
services, it's gonna add up and.
you're right. In order to get all of your originals that you want to watch, it's going to add up.
Hmm.
So if you look at Netflix, let's just get back to the original question. If you look at Netflix and you've seen ads on Netflix, because we watch a couple of shows, a couple of movies on Netflix, would you still be interested in watching Netflix with ads?
I guess, but it would be annoying. I don't know. It depends. I don't know. I guess it depends, like, how often the ads would be. Is it going to be like 4 or 5 times an episode, or is it going to be like once an episode?
See, yeah, that's what we don't know. So, like, well, I don't
Because
even
a
know if
lot of
they're.
the shows that are on there are like 25, 30-minute episodes of certain shows.
Mhm.
So, how many ads do you really want to watch in a 25-minute show?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that would be annoying to have something constantly pop up.
yes, and
But,
it depends how long the ads are, right?
well,
So
yeah, and I mean, it could be, but even 30 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have several 30-second commercials in there that keep popping up in your 25-minute show, it's going to get obnoxious.
yeah, I definitely think it will. I think that they need to add some sort of ads there, like the banner ads. If they are going to add ads, then just add little tiny ads or 5-minute ads. But I really don't think companies are going to want to pay for 5-minute slots or 15-minute slots or 15-second slots. Sorry,
I
that's a
was
long
going to
time.
say, a 5-minute ad? I'm definitely not watching that.
So like a 5-second slot or a 30-second slot. I don't know if I said minutes the last
You
time I said
you
it.
did, and I
Did
was
I?
really confused.
Oh, geez. All
You're
right.
like a 5-minute or 10-minute slot, and I'm
Well,
like, wait, what?
well, seconds. Let's get back.
Okay.
It's seconds. All right. Well, if we get back to that, I wouldn't be offended at all if they had all of these ads in there. I would be okay with it. It just depends, I guess, how
Yeah,
many ads they play.
yeah,
So
that's the
you
question.
have to break it up the right way.
In other news,
Hmm.
um, so you looked at this,
I did take
the
a,
the Apple stand.
I did take a look at that. I've heard a ton of things about it.
Well, just the way that it was presented was like, this is $1,000 stand.
Yes, it is absolutely horrible.
Oh wait, I guess we should say the Apple. Is there a name for this stand, or is it
Well,
literally just the Apple stand?
well, it's the new Apple computer. It's supposed to be together, so it's the Apple stand. Let's just say it's that. Um,
$1,000 stand. Look at that.
so yeah, I mean, this is
You
what.
could literally make that at home.
Well, yeah, this is what people are going insane about, and there are some YouTubers that are kind of jumping to Apple's side here, saying that, oh, um, yeah, it's a stand, but it's a luxury item, and all this other stuff. I really don't understand their argument at all because it's $1,000 stand, and they could have just made the computer $6,000 and just went from there. Because I mean, it's already 5,000. It's not like
Well, but they're saying that Apple didn't present it saying technically the screen is $1,000 off because the stand is separate. So if you already have an Apple screen, you don't need to buy the stand.
wait,
But
if you already have an Apple stand, that's what you mean,
yeah,
not an Apple screen. Is that
no.
okay?
Wait,
I'm kind
wait,
of
wait, wait,
confused
wait.
because because they have what I'm hearing and is that people that already have a stand, they're saying that a bunch of people already have like things mounted to their desk and their own type of stand,
Right,
so
exactly.
getting the monitor will just be saving them money. But
You
I
know,
don't understand in the first place why you would make a stand $1,000 to begin with because it's not made of anything special.
oh yeah, it's not. Well, it just says that people freaked out over the price, but it was more of a mistake on Apple's part to frame the computer screen as $1,000 off for professional users who already have a stand.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe this isn't supposed to be for like an everyday Apple user.
But it's
They're,
a stand.
I don't know.
Like that's
I
not
know.
like that's you can't sell that as like, a pro product. It's just a stand. And look how these guys, this is what caught my eye, is how these guys are just taking a picture. It is a stand, and it just bothers me that they're taking pictures, one, with all of their Apple products,
Right.
and this guy is so engaged.
He's super close. I
He's
feel like he needs to back up.
Yeah, you're not even getting the whole stand, man. What are you doing? But yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. When I thought of the stand, when people were talking about it and they were just talking about this computer, I was just like, this doesn't make sense to me at all. You could just make the computer $6,000, or you can make it, $5,500. A stand should not cost, $999.
No, it shouldn't. But on the flip side, now this is in like is in the talks,
Mm.
so people are talking about it.
Well, yeah, that seems to be Apple's
Right. They're
mindset
just
with everything.
yeah.
You look at the camera setup that we were looking at the last time.
Yeah.
That seems to be
The three cameras
yeah,
on the phone, and then it gets people talking about it, and I'm sure gets more purchases somehow.
yeah. They just want to disrupt the market, and I don't get it. I mean, I get what they're doing, and it works, but I don't understand why people will buy the stand. And there are some people that have the stand and live by the stand, but I'm just like, it's not any different than any other stand besides it costing $1,000. And because it has the Apple logo on it
Right.
somewhere, I don't know if it does actually.
Doesn't I mean maybe on the other
Yeah,
side,
probably. But since it has the Apple logo on it, now you can, upcharge it $500 or
Mhm.
$600, however much a stand actually costs.
Well, this person I tweeted that when they announced it at whatever they announced it at, that the audience groaned when they said how much it cost.
Well, of course. I don't understand why you would do that separately. Now you can say
Funny.
why wouldn't you just introduce it as like a $6,000 computer and then say like, oh, you can buy the
Or
monitor separately and you can buy the two parts separate, and you don't even have to say the price then, because you can say the price on your website or something. You don't have to introduce it that way, but it looks like they were trying to disrupt the market in
yeah.
some way.
Well, it was the same thing as when they changed their headphone jack because they
Yes.
don't it doesn't have one anymore, right?
Yeah. I think they were the first ones to do that. Now Samsung is doing that.
Right. So I feel like that was the same thing though, is they're forcing you to buy more of their products because if you don't have the headphone jack, you have to buy the wireless headphones. And if you're buying wireless headphones, you might as well buy the AirPods, right?
Yeah,
If you own Apple products, is what
yeah.
I'm saying. But I just feel like every move they make is to make you buy more Apple products.
Yes, that's the way it seems to me. I mean, I really
And they could make this $10,000, and I'm sure someone would be like, yeah, that's reasonable.
yeah. I mean, because it's Apple. Like
Yes.
I really don't understand why people love Apple so much, and I really don't want to hate on Apple. That's just I don't want to do it, but
Well, I think it would be a fun experiment to put a product in front of somebody and not tell them what brand it was,
Mhm.
and be like, oh, like how much do you think this costs, or would you purchase this item, or something like that, and then see what the difference is between people who don't know what brand it is and people who do know what brand it is. You know what I mean?
the phones I don't think would be any different than Samsung's phones. I'm not talking about the style of it. I'm
Yeah.
saying the phones and just looking at them without opening up any applications or going into anything, just seeing the phone blank. Um, People would say that they would be around the same price because they are. You think of the Samsung phones, like the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, wasn't that 1,400 and something, and that's how much the new iPhones are. So I think they're all around the same price point, but when it comes to other things like MacBooks and computers and things like that, it's like they're upcharging for, the fact that they're Apple when
Right.
you have other products out there like well established computer companies that are making great products. Like I got this computer for under $1,000,
Mhm.
and it works perfectly.
But I'm just saying, like, there's so many other options that I feel like Apple users are just like, no, it's garbage. But like I said, they just clouded by the fact that, oh, it's an Apple product, it must be the best.
Yes, that Apple sticker. That's why they give you extra Apple stickers when you buy
Yeah,
when you buy
that's
products.
all. I feel like that's what not all. I mean, I'm sure there's very good reasons for buying Apple products, but I'm sure there's other people out there who literally the only reason they buy it is because of the Apple
Yeah, I mean,
brand.
yes, and that's why I always think of, the Apple credit card, and I come back to it because it's not a good card, but people come back to it and, swear by it, and that's just what they live by. Same thing with, iPhones and MacBooks and all of that.
The computer screen itself is more for like professional use, I guess.
Hmm.
Who, like I said,
Yeah,
people who already have stands,
yeah,
and I guess people think that that's fine.
yeah. I
But
mean, I don't wanna sit here and just feel like we're hating on Apple for doing. I mean, do you, right? I mean, if they're making money from it and they're not finding any backlash, like true backlash, because yeah, people are talking about it, but any publicity is good publicity, right?
right,
So I'm not mad at them, and I don't know how the computer works. It could be amazing, but it's all about that stand. I don't understand it, and I'm not making a pun there at all. Get it? Understand? Okay, so I don't know if you looked at this article or this video, but
oh,
this
actually,
this is
I
absolutely appalling.
I saw it on Facebook earlier.
So basically, this sheriff in North Carolina was fired for slamming a child, not once, but twice. Like, if you look at this video over here, like, look, let me go back. It is just horrible.
How old is this kid?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's in middle school. And you see how he just
Yeah,
slams him and then slams him again. Like what?
that's insane.
Like what are you doing?
If he would have hit his head, I mean, I'm sure that's a hard floor.
Well, yeah. If anybody like basically argues the opposite direction on this, if they say, "Oh, well, I want to see the rest of the video," there is nothing you could possibly do
No.
in that situation that would make you want to do that because they're walking down the hallway, nicely. I don't know what he's saying. He may
I
be
was
saying
gonna, yeah, he
something,
might have said
and
something, but
then
it doesn't matter.
and then he slams him. Like, come on, he's a child. Like, I understand you trying to be, an adult in a situation. Maybe he said something,
Right.
but you are overpowering a child. I don't care who you are. That's horrible. And this isn't like the only case that you would see. Like, there's tons of cases out there where kids, can get slammed and when it's not on camera.
Mhm.
And this is just horrible to look at. And I just wanted to bring light to the situation because I mean, I don't like this, and this is why I don't want Harper to go out into the real world because I feel like this stuff is going to happen if she goes to like, a daycare, she goes to elementary school, middle school. That's a person that's supposed to protect you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's, the sheriff that's supposed to oversee whatever the school is doing, and you're slamming children.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to bring light to it, and that's not something we need to have a huge discussion about because we definitely agree on the subject of not slamming children.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we can speed past this, but just watch out for people because there are tons of people out there that do bad things like this, and it's just it's horrifying.
Oh, it says that he was under 12 years of age.
Yeah, whether he was under 15 or under 16, he's
Yeah.
still that's a grown adult with a gun, probably. Yeah, he's a sheriff with a gun, with weapons, and you're sitting here slamming children?
Mhm.
I don't, I don't get it. So we definitely agree, and I'm sure all of the audience agrees as well that you shouldn't slam children.
So should we get to the elephant in the room?
I don't think there's an elephant here. Are you calling me fat?
No. Um, so we're recording this on December 18th at a little before 10 o'clock p.m. So Donald Trump has been impeached, apparently.
Yeah.
Um, and as I first picked out an article earlier this evening that talked about what was happening tonight with the impeachment proceedings and this, that, and whatever. And I wrote some notes on it. And then as like right before we were about to record, it broke that he was actually impeached. So the first thing, did you see what I wrote?
No, I didn't. I didn't read it.
The first thing that I wrote was,
Wait,
I said, will Donald Trump actually get impeached? The answer is yes. Because at first when I was researching this topic, he wasn't impeached yet.
Yeah.
And it really seemed far-fetched to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it seemed far-fetched to a lot of even the Democratic candidates because I was actually like I was in tune to this, but I don't understand exactly how the whole process
Yeah,
goes because it's very complex.
yeah.
But even watching like Andrew Yang, watching all the different candidates, they were always talking about impeachment. They didn't want to talk about it
Hmm.
because it shines light on Donald Trump. But
Right.
yeah, but they were saying that it was kind of impossible because then you would have to have Republicans cross the lines
Yeah.
to vote for him to be impeached.
It just sounded like no, it like people wanted it to happen, I guess, but they were like, oh well, is it really gonna happen? And I mean, I don't know. Every time I felt like it was brought up somewhere, people were like, yeah, right, that's not gonna happen. And I almost felt the same way. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, yeah, I mean, still, I mean, you're shining light on this impeachment process. I don't know what can happen, what's going to happen next with
Yeah,
Donald Trump and the whole election as well. But this is absolutely insane to be able to see this, like,
yeah,
in our lifetime, to be able to see somebody get
yeah. It
impeached. And
was.
I'm not saying that I want a president to get impeached, but for someone that does
I
something
was gonna
like
say
that,
it was for abuse of power and obstructing congressional investigation.
that whole like quid pro quo thing with Ukraine, basically withholding military aids in order to have Ukraine investigate on the Bidens
Mm.
because he felt like Joe Biden was like his main opponent and that he was going to be the Democratic uh, candidate. Um,
So
so
when he's involved in this stuff, does he really think he's above the law and is not going to get in trouble for it?
absolutely, it seems
Or
like
is he just that dumb that he doesn't know it's actually illegal?
no. I think he thinks he's above the law in every situation possible. Like I really don't understand why he thinks that he wouldn't have gotten caught in any of these
Well,
and
probably
actually gotten.
because there's plenty of politicians who do illegal things and never get caught for them.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
but they're like the things that he did. Like I, you can't unsee those. You can't like all of the things that he did were found, and he tried to hide things, and it was just an
Yeah.
absolute nightmare. And he still continued to do things like I believe he was rerouting flights so that like people were coming in and they had to stay at his hotels and basically give himself profit.
Right.
Like that's absolutely insane. So like all of the things that he did, I mean, it makes sense why he would be impeached. But I really don't know the process from here. I know that a lot of the Democratic candidates were talking about that they didn't want to spend their time on impeachment hearings and
Hmm.
things like that. They wanted people to know who they were.
Well, yeah.
And now that's taken away because literally every question that they got in the Democratic debates was always about impeachment. And now that we're recording this early and there's a Democratic debate on Thursday.
Tomorrow,
Yes, tomorrow.
the 19th.
Yes, and they're probably going to talk
I
about
was going
this
to say, I'm sure that'll be
constantly.
the first thing that they talk
They're
about.
going to say probably like now that Donald Trump is
Hmm.
impeached, what's the next move?
What you're, yeah.
What's going to happen? Like stuff like that, and that's just I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about what you're going to do for this country,
Yeah.
and not about this impeachment process.
I just think it was funny. Apparently, he tweeted this morning, "Can you believe that I will be impeached today? Say a prayer."
Say a prayer for what? I think people were saying a prayer when you actually got elected. That's what that's when people were saying prayers. But I mean, I think it's something that we're going to need to continue to talk about because we don't know exactly what's going to happen next.
Hmm.
What is this update 17 minutes ago? Basically saying what happens next in the Trump impeachment.
Yeah.
So we really don't know what's going to happen next, but it is a huge elephant in the room. Um, so we'll see.
Okay.
What I also wanted to talk about here, since we're on the topic of presidential candidates, Andrew Yang.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about
Yang Gang.
Yang Gang? Yang Gang 2020. Um, no, Andrew Yang. I've been listening to a lot of his um, policies and a lot of his interviews and things like that. And I don't know if you really understand exactly like his main proposal, the whole universal basic income.
Hmm.
Do you understand it?
Well, I mean, he wants to tax the like billionaires, like Amazon, and
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to. I don't believe he's trying to implement a wealth tax. He's trying to do something like that, but tax the billionaires. But he's
yeah,
trying to tax the tech companies.
yeah.
So he's trying to put in place a VAT tax in order to pay for this whole $1,000 a month for every U.S. citizen.
Hmm.
And a lot of people were saying that this is like far-fetched, it's completely stupid, and that it'll be mass inflation and all that other type of stuff. And I actually think it's a really good idea. I don't know if you think that, $1,000 a month would help a lot of people.
For sure it would, because a lot of times, I mean, if you don't have a job or you have a low paying job, you may only be making $1,000 a month.
Well, yeah.
So if you make an additional $1,000 a month, then I think that would be huge.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And what it's basically going to do is a lot of
But
times, right?
it's every person, right? And
It's every person over the age of 18.
right. So say you have two adults in the house, and it would be an extra $2,000 a month
Yes.
for a household of two adults.
Exactly. So people that have a family, it takes the boot off of your throat because a lot of people that are struggling, when I was a child, I was struggling, and if we had $2,000 a month or $1,000 a
Right.
month, it would go right to rent, and then everything else that we make
Right.
would be fine. So
Hmm.
what is the difference between this and like food stamps and Social Security or all that other type of stuff? What's the difference? Now, when you look at all that stuff, you have like an income base that you're a minimum or minimum income floor or maximum income floor, something like that. I for some reason can't think. But you have to make less than a certain amount. And if you make less than a certain amount, then you can get food stamps and you can get all your
Or
different,
yeah.
Medicare, you can get all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so this is different because you don't need any type of income
There's no
ceiling. There's no
stipulations or
ceiling.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you have that ceiling, then it basically tells people, hey, you can't make more than this, so they'll underreport their income
Hmm.
or they'll just not work
Yeah.
just to keep
Right.
that. So now if you're getting this extra $1,000 a month, you don't have to worry about that. So
Hmm.
it's really interesting. And a lot of people are like, hey, how much is this going to cost? But they're not factoring in the millions of Americans that are on like food stamps and different government plans.
Hmm.
So the real cost is 1.8 trillion, which is still a lot of money. But they're looking to tax all of the like tech companies like
Right.
Amazon, Google, all of them. And it's just going to help out. I feel like it's going to be a big benefit, and some people just don't want this to go through.
Yeah.
So um, I like I like this main policy, and I like all of his other policies that he has
Hmm.
on there. And I'm really interested in a lot of things he has to say because it's
Yeah.
humanity first, right?
But well, he's been underreported in all of like the Democratic debates and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
I believe
and
it's NBC or something, CNBC. They've been like leaving him off of graphics,
right.
and he's like was off of like 12 or like 14
And then
graphics.
what was that one video that we saw the other day where they called him John Yang?
Oh yeah,
Didn't even know his real
yeah.
name.
So like they know his real name. They were just trying to basically say he's a joke. It's John Yang. He's not going to be in this race for a long time. So now that he's made his sixth debate, like
Hmm.
I think they need to really start taking him seriously, and they
Well, I
need to
guess.
start asking him serious questions. Because the last debate they asked him like, what would you say to Vladimir Putin on your first day of office or whatever? And it's like, what kind of question
Yeah,
is that?
that's dumb.
Like, come on. I mean, he answered it the right way. Like it was amazing the way that he answered it.
But
Um,
that's not what people want to hear.
they want to hear about the policies that are going
Yeah.
to help them, not about what you're going to say on a phone call.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that his presidential candidate, can,
Candidacy.
yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
His presidential candidacy, I feel like it's going to be an amazing one. It keeps it's on the like uprise. Everybody else is starting to flatline and fall a little bit. You see actual governors and senators dropping out of the race, and Andrew Yang is still here. So
Hmm.
it's definitely showing that he has a strong base behind him, and I'm proud to say that I'm actually supporting him. So
Hashtag Yang Gang.
hashtag Yang Gang. So yeah, I just wanted to get into that just so you understand exactly what's going on because in my old age, I'm starting to get into politics a little bit more. Not too much into politics, but since we have people that are actually talking about the problems,
Yeah.
that's what I want to get into. I don't want to get that Elizabeth Warren, who's what 1/4 Cherokee or
I
something.
thought it was less than
I
that.
don't I don't know what it is. I think it might. I think it might.
1/16 or something.
Yeah, it's just horrible. So people like that, and people that don't want to tell what their policies are and how they're going to pay for it. I don't
Hmm.
want that. I want honesty. I want
Yeah.
transparency, and that's what he's giving me. So, um, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
The other thing I have here is about the Miss Universe competition. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I actually took a glance at this, and it's pretty interesting.
So Miss Puerto Rico was the runner-up, and Miss what was it, South Africa won.
Yes.
And I think they said this is the first time that Miss Universe, Miss,
I can't think of what it was.
you know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
though?
it was all of them in a row. It was like Miss, where's it at? It's somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Uh,
For the first time, all
okay.
Miss America, Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, and Miss Universe are all black women,
Yeah,
which is the first time that's ever happened, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing. But this article is saying that the Puerto Ricans are being racist.
So what? Wait, why are they saying the Puerto Ricans are being racist?
Something about there was a host of a Spanish like a show on Telemundo who was saying that she was clearly and incorrectly not selected for her beauty. I don't know, saying I guess something about her race or something like that.
Hold up, hold up. So wait, who said that she wasn't selected for her beauty? It was
It
somebody
was a
reporting?
host. No, it was a host on some show on Telemundo. They're just saying that the Puerto Rican population is being racist towards
I,
black people.
I don't think Puerto Rican population is being racist. I just think
That's what this article is saying.
maybe that person is
Puerto
actually.
Rican's Miss Universe response shows. Scroll back up. Racism isn't just for white people.
Well, I think this is a touchy topic
Well,
here.
first of all, the thing is, I think the thing that was weird to begin with was that Miss Puerto Rico wasn't born on the island. She doesn't speak Spanish, and she looks quote unquote American with her light skin and fair hair. Do you see the picture of her? She looks white, doesn't she?
I mean, from the side, I don't really know. But I'm not one of those people that sits here and judges things. When people write this, they just want people to get into it. It's kind of like Apple. I think of this as Apple here. They want with this topic and this title, they want people to be engaged here and be outraged, so that people comment on this and
Mm-hmm.
make videos about it, even though we're making a video about it. But I just I just don't see that, people being racist. Maybe one person could be racist by saying something like that, but I don't think the whole Puerto Rican community, like I don't think everybody is racist there. I
Well,
don't think that.
obviously that's too big of a blanket to say everybody is, but I guess they're saying a large
Blanket.
majority. What?
It's a too big of a blanket.
Yeah,
Good one.
like a blanket statement to
I,
say that everybody who's Puerto Rican is racist against black people. That's too general. I'm sure that's true in some.
well, yeah, I think there are definitely people that are racist in many races, but I don't think you can say that, you know, oh, racism isn't just for white people. Of course it isn't. There's racist black people, there's racist Puerto Rican people, there's racist, you know, um, Mexicans, there's racist every single like person.
Yeah.
Like, and not every person, sorry, I misspoke there, but there's racist every single race that you could find. And I mean, it's just who you run into. And articles like these just like outrage me because, I mean, I don't think that you need to say something like this because obviously that's true. It's like saying that driving a car isn't just for like men or for women or for whatever. Like, come on, like this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But saying that somebody wasn't selected on their beauty is like kind of an outrage to me
Well,
because
yeah, that's what that lady said.
it's, it's ridiculous.
But I think the other thing is that the Miss Universe pageant wasn't really that popular this year, I guess.
Because
So I
they didn't mess up things. Didn't Steve Harvey mess up one time? Like
Well, yeah,
he
but
messed up the name.
I don't I think it was this, but he misspoke about something again, but it wasn't his fault.
Is he still the host? I didn't even know he was still the host.
I'm pretty sure it was I don't know if it was Miss Universe or something else. It was Miss something.
Oh.
And he misspoke about something, but it wasn't his fault. It was somebody was on stage who wasn't supposed to be on stage or
Hmm.
something like that. I don't know. But I think the other reason why this is in the news is because it wasn't really the Miss Universe pageant wasn't really being talked about. So
Hmm.
like, okay, well let's stir things up a bit.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I can definitely see that. But that definitely outrages me to say that someone is not selected on their beauty because it could be true as well. Because don't they do other things? It's not just obviously all of them are selected because of their beauty at some point, right?
Yeah,
To be even on this stage.
yeah.
But then you have to worry about answering questions the right way and
Mhm.
not just saying I'm doing this for the children because that's their blanket answer. But yeah, I mean, I think that this is just an outrage to me, but that's my opinion. Um,
Speaking
so,
of race,
yeah, speaking of race, so this kind of hit my my scanner. Let's say that,
scanner.
like I'm trading stocks.
Okay.
Um, so find Black Santa. I don't know if you've seen anything like if you actually went into this article or the
No.
video. So the video's pretty. It's not funny, but it I don't know. Let me just play it.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Being the best that you can be, I love making people feel better after you left me than you received
It's
me.
like 2 minutes.
Santa Luke Durant has been a fixture at Mondawmin Mall for 35 years, one of the few African American Santas to be found at area malls. It's a job he loves.
For like the last 20 years, if I'm not mistaken, I have a picture with him for 20 years, and I appreciate what he does.
See, let me go ahead and stop that there before we actually get into the rest of it. So the fact that she said she has a picture with him for 20 years, this is something that bothers me because
Why?
I'm gonna actually get into that. You know what? Let's just get into the app breakdown a little bit because I don't want to play this
Psychiatrist
clip.
Jahan Woods created the app with her twin boys in mind.
After several years of trying to find a Santa that was relatable, that my children could identify with, I realized that kind of all over the U.S., but specifically in Dallas, I wasn't able to find a Santa that represented our family. So
The app lists Santas in 35 states and Washington, D.C., from Oregon to the one in the Mall of America, and as far south as Florida. She's even located them in London, Canada, and Amsterdam.
All right, so basically you get the gist of it, right? You have white Santas all around the world,
Mhm.
and what they're saying is they want Santa represented in their own skin color,
Yeah.
saying that you have black Santas, you have Puerto Rican Santas, or whatever type, um, and I don't like the way they're going about it because the
Why?
fact that she said 20 years that you're going to this one Santa, I think Santa should be represented as all the races. So you shouldn't take them back to the same Santa. You should say that, Santa can change races here and
Yeah.
there because that just basically puts people in groups again. And I feel like you're going to have white kids go to white Santa, you're going to have black
Right.
kids go to
Yeah.
black
I
Santa.
see what you're saying.
I would like black kids to go to black, white, Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
every single Santa that's out there because it can show that Santa can change races and can be a different Santa every single year. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be the same Santa. And you can always quote the Santa Claus because obviously Santa dies in there and then he
Yeah.
takes the throne as being Santa.
Throw.
Yeah, whatever the sleigh. Um, but this bothers me because they're creating the app. It's Black Santa. It kind of goes back to like blackpeoplemeet.com, which is okay. I mean, you can do whatever you want out there, but if you're gonna sit here and force your children only to see Black Santa or White Santa, you're basically teaching them subconsciously that this Santa only exists for you and White Santa exists for the other. What happens when you have your black child that has a friend that's a white child and they both go and see Santa together?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Well, I understand what she's saying that they're underrepresented,
Hmm.
that there should be more, which I agree with.
Hmm.
But I also agree with you that you shouldn't just be going to the Santa of your own race.
Yeah.
And they should see a Santa of all races. But the fact of the matter is that there's not a lot out there. So I understand her wanting there to be more, or at least knowing where they're at. So you could say, hey, or you could take your child to more than one Santa.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I don't like the fact that you're like, oh, I'm taking my child to this Santa for 20 years. It's like you're basically showing that you only have one. First of all, How old is your child?
No, she said she has been going. Like, I think she meant, like, as a
Okay.
kid.
Sorry, I guess
And then with her kid. I think that's what she meant.
she only has one kid, because I thought that
I don't
maybe
know.
that was the case, that she had 2 or 3 kids, that she was taking her children
I'm
to
not
Santa
sure. I
for
think
20
she
years.
meant, like, she went to him when she was younger, and now her kids are going to them.
Well, that wouldn't add up. I mean, well, it would have to be a different Santa, I guess. So they would have to have a
Why would it have
different,
to be a different Santa?
because he would be the same age as she would.
No, say he was 50 20 years ago, and now he's 70.
He didn't look 70. He looked like he was like 50.
Mm,
So
he looked pretty old.
I didn't think he looked old, but I mean that could be the case. But anyways, I still don't like the fact that they're taking their children to this Santa Claus when they could take them to any single Santa Claus out there and show them that they could be any race.
Hmm.
And I feel like, not to get too far into, like, civil rights and all this other stuff, but I feel like Martin Luther King had the right message in every single, like, speech that he had. I literally read his whole book. But talking about the fact that he wants, white, black people, Spanish people, everybody to come together and, be one unified, like, race, basically. We're all one, and we shouldn't be treated like we're separate people.
Yeah.
So the fact that we keep going back to these separate things is beyond me. I really don't understand it at all. And I thought we've come a long way in this world, but it seems like we're going backwards. That people are trying to segregate things, and I don't understand it, but it kind of got me a little upset, even though it is progress.
Hmm.
I would just like them to move about it a different way. To call the app, I think it's called Find Black Santa. To have that, you should say, like, find different races or something like that.
Hmm.
Change the name.
Yeah. Okay, so in lighter aspects of the world.
Or heavier, I guess.
What?
It's a sweater.
There's some sort of phenomenon with Chris Evans' sweater in the movie Knives Out.
I haven't seen the movie. I've heard about it. I wanted to watch it, but we haven't watched it yet.
So this sweater here, which that's a pretty decent sweater.
That's a pretty nice sweater. Yeah.
So yeah, this apparently has gone viral that he's wearing this sweater in this movie, and people all over the world want to wear it. Well, guys, I guess, all over the world. There's this one Irish retailer called Blarney Woolen Mill whose sales have increased 150% because they sell a similar product to this. LL Bean also has a similar sweater that's sold out.
Wait, why do they want to wear this sweater? I mean, it's
simply because Chris Evans is wearing it in this movie.
Captain America is wearing it.
Yeah.
They want to wear it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's it.
It's a nice sweater. I just need to see the full sweater. Do they have like a full picture
No, I don't
of the
think
sweater?
so.
Because if it fits like nicely, then I can understand it. But if it's just like a big sweater, why would you even want it?
I don't. It's just because it's gone viral now, and people are like, "Ooh, I need that." But
well, now I need it.
Exactly. So, well, the funny thing is that like all of these like knockoffs or imitations, yeah, they're all imitations because the article said that the costume designer who bought the sweater for the movie doesn't even remember where she got it from.
What?
Yeah, so she doesn't even know the exact like manufacturer it came from, and no one has claimed, hey, that's our product. So it's just like a mystery sweater.
Now you have a bunch of grandmas in living rooms that are just knitting things together, like, oh, I need to sell these.
Yeah, so no one even knows where it's from, but people who have similar ones are all selling out, or their sales have increased dramatically.
Well, that's crazy.
And I think it's pretty funny.
I think it's hilarious, and I kind of want the sweater now.
Yes.
So if you can find that sweater, then get me the sweater.
Hashtag find that sweater.
Yeah.
Well, the one that I said from that Irish retailer is, I think, like over $100.
I don't care. Find me the sweater.
And then the one from LL Bean is like $90-something.
All right, if you could find it for $89 or less,
oh my gosh,
then get me the sweater.
It's just funny.
No, it's hilarious, but I do want to see the sweater. Now I'm interested because of this article.
Yeah.
I should have never brought this to my attention.
I didn't even know about it until I was just scrolling through some things, and I'm like, who needs a sweater that bad that
yeah.
they're selling out everywhere?
Yeah.
But,
All right, well, I'm definitely interested. I thought you were going to say something because I didn't actually like read the article or go into it. I thought you were going to say that people were freaking out over like the color of the sweater. That it was like some people were seeing it as white, some people were seeing
Oh
it as blue.
no.
If you would have said that, I would have like tripped out.
No, it was just the simple fact that he was. I guess he wears either this specific sweater or like a sweater in like the entire movie or something like that.
Is it shot in one building? Or,
I don't
you know
know.
what? We need to watch it now,
Yeah, sure, I guess.
and I need to see exactly how that sweater fits so that I can, get a good size on it. But that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So in other news, back to Santa.
Oh, we're
So
back to Santa?
yeah, so well, it's not really back to Santa, but you have a
Oh.
Santa or a blow up, I don't know, Christmas stuff
Oh,
decoration.
okay. When
Is
I read
this?
this, I thought it was someone who was actually murdering people.
No, no. I put that title just because of that. But
Santa slasher.
yeah, they're
I'm like,
slashing.
well,
Like
damn.
look at this video over here. So you have a guy coming up aggressively stabbing a snowman. So he did this to several like houses to where they had their inflatable snowmen or Santas or whatever.
Okay, I have questions.
What?
First of all, who's driving? Like, does he know this person? Does he live in this neighborhood?
That's what I don't understand. It's not.
Why is he doing this?
Well, it would if this was recorded and it was just one person, then I would say that they know that he knows that person and maybe they were trying to get it on the news or something. But the fact that he did it on several houses makes me think that he's just going around slashing. Like he hates Christmas. Maybe he is a true Grinch, and that's I think what they
But
called him. Grinch once
in
wanted for slashing blow up snowmen.
but if in today's age where a bunch of houses have these like video doorbells
Hmm.
that obviously caught this on camera, are you really going to be that dumb to do this kind of stuff?
Well, how is it going to get caught? That video doesn't have great quality to see his face.
I
So you're
mean,
just going to get, and you can't even see the license plate. That's what sucks. These video cameras, I
well,
don't know what they had.
that's really far away because this is a video camera that's on a door like the next to a door,
Yeah, and it's at night, so it's
and it's
very
at
tough.
night, and you can clearly see the house across the street, which
Yeah, but it's not in focus.
but
That's
not
that's
in
the issue.
focus.
That's the issue is the focus part. You need to make sure, like, I need to see the Sony on the side of your headphones. Like,
I'm just saying, like knowing that a bunch of people have these types of the Ring or whatever, like the Nest doorbell that has these videos, I just think you're dumb to do stuff like this. Where you don't, maybe they don't see his face or the license plate or whatever, but it's still caught on camera.
yeah, yeah. I don't get it. And when I seen it, I was just like, why would you even do that? Like,
That's what I'm
you have
saying.
to
What's the
be
point?
you have to be a true Grinch in order to be like, you know what? I hate the fact that they spent $100+ on this snowman, so I'm gonna slash it, and
Yeah,
now
unless
they can't put up anything for Christmas.
unless he specifically was going to houses of people he knew that he hated or something. But what's the point of like di- killing a blow up thing on a lawn?
Yeah, I don't know. Was this on YouTube? Like some of these things I feel like people are trying to do for views, but I don't know if
Maybe.
this is the case because if he did it to maybe four houses and was like, "All right, I'm gonna slash your snowman" or whatever, and or he put the snowman out there and was like, "I'm gonna slash this," and then you just give him a false description and then we can get a bunch of views out of it or something. I don't know. There's a bunch of people that do stupid things for views on YouTube.
Well, that was like, remember the what were they, like the glitter bomb things?
Oh yeah. Well,
When
that wasn't.
that was fake.
Wait, that wasn't fake.
Yeah, well, I think like one or two of them was real, where they,
I was gonna say because the guy that did the actual glitter bomb,
yeah,
he did another video on the glitter bomb, and I didn't watch it,
yeah,
but
that he
that's
said that they was fake, that
the
he set the people up.
Mark Roder or something like that.
I don't know
I
what his
don't
name
know if
was,
that's his name.
but he like the people knew about it beforehand before opening the packages.
That might have been a different glitter bomb because I think this guy actually
There
does.
was an instant where there was maybe one instance that was actually real.
Yeah, I think we're talking about two separate things because this guy is doing another one, and I don't think that. I think he may have said that, oh, everyone is, or this one is fake, so, or this one everyone thought was fake, so I want to
Yeah.
show you that this is not fake, or something like.
I
I
don't
don't
know, but like he, I guess, was just doing that for views for the glitter bomb
Yeah, that
thing.
someone was stealing his packages or something.
Yeah, that he actually had someone steal a package from him and then did the glitter bomb thing, but then also did fake ones. So I think that he just did that for views or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he had 4 cell phones in there, and like there was just a lot. But thinking of going back to this, slashing these blow up things, people spent money on this stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's sort of funny because of the fact that I wouldn't expect anybody to do this.
Well, it seems like it's a grown adult, does it not?
Yeah,
Like not like
that's definitely like he's coming out with like a knife or something, and he's like aggressively
yeah,
stabbing this thing. Like it was like an actual person. Like he was literally going to try and murder that person, but he murdered the snowman. He had like some sort of
yeah.
problems or
I'm not saying like I'm not saying it's okay for a teenager to do something like this, but I could see that being more believable,
yeah.
being like, oh, it's just a kid, like he's trying to be cool and
Hmm.
kill snowmen or something like that. But if this is like a 40-year-old man who's like doesn't have a life and just goes around torturing things that aren't real,
Hmm.
what's the point?
Yeah,
Why are you doing it?
yeah. I don't understand that at all. But you know, it's here, and we're just letting people know. All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's an interesting topic, but I'm just letting people know that things happen.
Watch out.
Watch out.
All right, what else did I have? Oh, vaping.
Yeah, I didn't actually check out these 2 articles, so you're on your own. No, I'm
Great.
just gonna.
Um, no, there's this. Okay, so I read maybe a couple weeks ago that they're planning on raising the legal age to purchase tobacco products to 21.
That's smart. They should raise it to like 30 or 50.
I
Just
don't.
take it away
Well, I don't really
indefinitely.
understand their reasoning,
To
but
stop teens from smoking. So,
I don't really get it. But like, you can vote when you're 18. You can join the military when you're 18.
are you saying that they should be able to do that when they're
I'm
18?
just I'm just saying in respect to other things. Like when you compare it to things that have hold much more gravity, you know what I mean? Like vote I mean, some people don't think voting is that big of a deal, but if they think you're old enough and mature enough to vote at 18, why are you not old enough and mature enough to decide whether you want to smoke or not?
I think that people, I don't, the problem with that is voting is something that you should be aware of. I believe they should lower the voting age to 16
Yeah.
because people should be educated on why they need to vote. Because one, I wasn't educated at all,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to vote for many years, and now I obviously want to vote. But um, they should lower that age to 16. But tobacco products and all that, they ruin your life. Like they become addicting,
Right.
and that's something that you don't want to happen. Whether you're vaping or whether you're smoking cigarettes or whatever you're doing, I feel like they should kill that indefinitely. Like I don't like the fact that they have tobacco products out there. And raising it to 21 is a start, but I still don't feel like.
Well, the thing that this article says is that vaping is safer than smoking a cigarette, which I don't think I don't agree with that at all.
I don't, no.
Because there's all these cases of these kids being hospitalized and being on the brink of death or actually dying because they were vaping and nobody knew what the long-term effects were going to be because it was a brand new thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to get worse with kids vaping instead of smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, it just makes it easier for them to do it without having
And
to
it's like
discard
it's
anything.
like a cool thing to do. Like, oh, do you vape?
Hmm.
Like I think
Yeah,
it's
well, I think they're trying to basically go back to a time to where they used to say that, oh, cigarettes are good for you. Cigarettes do this for you. They help you live a longer life or whatever, trying to argue the benefits of cigarettes. And I think they're trying to do the same thing for vaping. And I understand they're not putting commercials out there because they can't do that
right,
anymore.
yeah.
But um, it still shows that they're trying to upsell these products as, oh, they're the healthy alternative. And
I don't it's not.
it's not at all.
Well,
Yeah.
this article kept saying like, well, if you raise the tobacco sale age to 21, then there's going to be all these illegal vaping products that are the real culprits of like what's going on. like what's causing these people to have all these medical issues are like the illegal vaping products.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's all of them,
Yeah.
regardless if it's illegal or not. And I just don't think I don't think raising the age to 21 would have that big of an effect on these illegal products showing up, because I think they're going to be around regardless.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, if you can do all these other things when you're 18 years old, you should be able to, I mean,
Well,
not that I want kids to be smoking cigarettes, but
that's the way you're making it sound.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't, it just doesn't add up.
Bong and a blitz?
It just doesn't add up. Like,
You're gonna ignore what I said.
I am ignoring you because I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It doesn't add up because, I mean, you would expect it to be like all of these things that are happening, like the voting age and joining the military and all of the things that you could do that are on the positive
And
side.
you can buy a gun
You're saying that
and kill people that way.
I mean, I wouldn't say that you can kill people, but you know, I don't think that that's a comparison at all. Because one is like you're literally making the choice to kill yourself versus taking a gun and, you know, shooting whatever, which we probably shouldn't be talking about on YouTube. So that's probably going to be edited out. But still, I mean, you think about it, I don't think that the age needs to be the same, because if you think about the positives and the negative side is obviously smoking cigarettes and drinking, you know, alcohol and stuff like that, versus, you know, joining the military and voting. Like, those are positives versus negatives. I would raise the negatives age as, you know, high as possible, because I don't want that to happen. But for the cigarette companies and, you know, vaping companies and all this stuff, they want it to be as low as possible because they want more people to
right,
smoke.
Yeah.
So, and I heard of all of these like vaping devices like exploding in people's mouths.
Well, yeah,
or
that too.
Like, come on, I don't like this at all. Well, I like the fact that they raised it to 21, but that's just a start, and I don't know how they would enforce this at all, because there are kids that are below the age of 18 that are smoking cigarettes, that were in high school or whatever, because they got started.
Somebody else was buying it for them, or they were going to a place that they knew wouldn't card them.
Well, yeah, but that's the issue, is that how are you going to basically say, all right, you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes, you're going to jail or whatever. Like, you're going to jail for smoking cigarettes, then you're just going to smoke some more cigarettes in jail.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I just found this on CNN. I don't really watch the show, but there was a contestant on Survivor that got kicked off. Have you heard anything about this?
I have not.
Apparently, in the whole course of the show, no one's ever been kicked off before. So this is the first time that it happened, and they didn't really say why he was kicked off. Something about he had done something to one of the players that made them uncomfortable, the way that he touched her or something like that.
It was like a sexual harassment thing?
They didn't, like,
release any information?
Yeah. So he said he said he was sorry to her, that he made her uncomfortable and this and that. But then he stayed on the show, and then I guess something else happened, and then they kicked him off. But they won't say what that was at all. But they said it wasn't to somebody, it wasn't a player on the show, which I was confused about.
They did it to like the crew?
Yeah, I don't know. I was really confused about who he would be in contact with that wasn't a player. It says Dan. This guy's name is Dan. Dan was removed from the game after a report of another incident which happened off camera and did not involve a player. So, yeah, I don't know, a camera person?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that it's probably a producer or a camera person. So, you know how when you have the challenge and all those people come in, like whether they're security person,
yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case, but I don't know what actually happened. So
nobody does, I guess, except for him and whoever he did it to, but he tweeted something about how he said, I truly regret that anyone was made to feel uncomfortable by my behavior. In my life, I've always tried to treat others with decency, integrity, and kindness. I can only hope that my actions in the future can help to make amends and show me to be the kind of father, husband, colleague, and friend that I always aim to be. So he's married and has kids, but apparently did something to somebody that made them feel uncomfortable. So I don't know how I would feel if I was that guy's wife.
Yeah. Scroll down to the bottom.
All the way?
There's a tweet.
Oh yeah, so that's the girl that he inappropriately touched the first time, I guess.
Okay.
Her name is Kelly.
Okay.
And she said, "It's curious that Dan has decided to publicly apologize to me, and just me, on the eve of the Survivor 39 finale for a series of inappropriate incidents that occurred months ago and impacted a number of women on set." So she's making it seem like it was not an isolated incident.
Yeah.
That was just her.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like it was a lot more than what he's trying to make it seem.
Right.
You know, and she's trying to shine light on everything that could have happened. I really don't know. And the fact that they're trying to, like, this is buried and you don't have all the information, and she's even being like kind of like vague, and
maybe she's not allowed to talk about it. I don't know.
possibly. And maybe if she talks about it, like, she either gets fired or she doesn't get her paycheck, or there's something in her contract where she can't talk about the show. So that's probably the issue, is you have something in the contract that you can't talk about.
Yeah, it says CBS did not reveal any details, and they probably won't ever.
Yeah.
But I guess people are saying that something needs to change about the way. I don't know. I've literally never seen Survivor before.
I never seen it either.
But I just thought this was an interesting topic.
I actually thought that Naked and Afraid was Survivor at one point, because we watched those shows over like somebody's house or whatever, and I thought that was Survivor. I was like, oh, what is this, Survivor? Like, no.
What I mean, about? Kind of. I think it's the same premise.
I think you're only surviving like a couple of days or something like that. It might be a day.
Yeah.
But I think, isn't this like 30 days and like...
Well, the Naked and Afraid I thought was 2 weeks, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's a certain amount of time, but I don't think it's as long as Survivor, because Survivor is named Survivor for a reason, right? I guess you survive a long period of time in a deserted island where people already live.
Right. Wasn't that a joke on
Daniel Tosh?
Yeah.
I believe it's...
Going to put you in a deserted island where people already live. And you need to survive. But yeah, so I don't know. It seems like they're never going to talk about it, because the show already aired, and they're making these vague comments about it and not really divulging any more information than that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right. Well, I think that's it. You don't have any more topics, right?
I don't think so.
Nope. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. So make sure you hit the like button on this video. That seriously helps us out, brings our videos to the top, because podcasts are hard to rank. So seriously hit the like button. Also subscribe to this YouTube channel, to my YouTube channel, and also subscribe to the Clips channel if you want to check out any clips from this podcast. Go over there. The link will be in the description below. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Hashtag Yang Gang.
Yang Gang 2020. No, seriously.
Just kidding.
Well,
we welcome all political parties.
She welcomes all political parties.
All right. Well.
I am hashtag Yang Gang. So I kind of said that, didn't I say it?
Well, yeah, but I meant like you welcome all subscribers to be.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I'm just saying that I am Yang Gang for the time being. I like all of his policies, and I don't want to get into all of that again. But I am open to hearing other policies. This is why I love the debates. But let's go ahead and get out of here so we don't have to talk about a bunch of things. She's waiting over here. So let's go ahead and end this podcast for today.
See you next time.
I think that's it. I don't even know how to sign this off.
Catch you later.
Catch you on the flippity flip. That's horrible. Catch you on the flip side. I'm just going to leave.